And welcome back as we continue our journey through the book of Acts. Today we continue our story as Paul is not only experiencing the storm in life, but now he is reassured by an angel and he communicates again to those that had rejected his counsel before. We pick up the story in verse 27 through 38. We're going to read a portion of scripture, pull out a timeless truth. Let's dive in. When the 14th night had come, as we were being driven across the Adriatic Sea, about midnight, the sailors suspected that they were nearing land. So they took a sounding and found 20 fathoms. A little farther on, they took a sounding again and found 15 fathoms. And fearing that we might run on the rocks, they let down 4 anchors from the stern and prayed for day to come. And as the sailors were seeking to escape from the ship, and had lowered the ship's boat into the sea under pretense of laying out anchors from the bow, Paul said to the centurion and the soldiers, "Unless these men stay in the ship, you cannot be saved." Then the soldiers cut away the ropes of the ship's boat and let it go. As day was about to dawn, Paul urged them all to take some food, saying, "Today is the 14th day that you have continued in suspense and without food, having taken nothing. Therefore I urge you to take some food, for it will give you strength. For not a hair is to perish from the head of any of you." And when he had said these things, he took bread, and giving thanks to God in the presence of all, he broke it and began to eat. Then they were all encouraged and ate some food themselves. We were all 276 persons in the ship. And when they had eaten enough, they lightened the ship, throwing out the wheat into the sea. Now, at the beginning of Acts 27, Paul's counsel was ignored in favor of the majority. But by the end of the chapter, the same majority hung on to every single word, clinging to his encouragement, but also to his instruction. So the question is, what changed? Well, several things had to take place before Paul's voice could be received. First, the sailors had to experience the failure of their own wisdom. Their plans had proven powerless against the storm, and only then they were ready to consider another perspective. Second, Paul had to walk through the storm alongside them. He did not stand apart or speak from a safe distance. He endured the same winds, the same waves, and sleepless nights. His presence gave weight to his words, showing that he was not only spectating, but speaking with credibility and also conviction. This passage serves as a potent reminder for us as witnesses of Christ. There may be many reasons people are unwilling to listen to your faith or even your sound advice. They may doubt your perspective, dismiss your words, or prefer the security of the majority. Rather than taking it personally, we can follow Paul's example. Show humility, remain present, and endure faithfully with others. And over time, as people recognize the limitations of their own wisdom and the consistency of your faith, they may become more receptive to listening. Your voice may carry weight not because it is loud or forceful, but because your life has shown steady trust in God through the very same storms that they face as well. And so, church, I just want to encourage you right now that as you take a step of faith, and maybe you share your testimony, or maybe you speak up biblical counsel, maybe you can take a step back and pray and just be with that person. One of my favorite words of advice as I've been growing up in ministry has been, you got to make a friend before you make a follower. People are unwilling to listen if you're not willing to listen to their story or walk a mile in their shoe, as we heard before. It's not about closing a deal, of having someone say, I heard one speech from you. I believe everything that you believe. I acknowledge everything that you acknowledge. It takes time. So let's just take a step in line with God's timing. Remain faithful, remain obedient, suffer in a way that honors God, and then speak faithfully in His time. Don't try to force anything. God bless.